Imagine finding a VR headset for just $21 at the flea market. Too good to be true, right? Well, I took the gamble and brought home this Oculus Go, a device from 2018. That's nearly 7 years old. Over the past week, I've pushed it to its limits, testing everything from intense VR games to quirky apps. But here's the catch. It is a hidden treasure that's still worth buying in 2024 or just a relic of the past. Today, I'll show you exactly what this headset can do, from its standout features to its frustrating flaws. Let's find out if this $21 gamble was a jackpot or a bust. Powering the headset is simple, just press the button located at the top center. Before getting started, the first thing I needed to do was to set up the Oculus Go with my phone, a process that was surprisingly quick and seamless. All it took was downloading the Meta Horizon app from the App Store, and within just a few minutes, the headset was up and running. Once on, the device immediately prompts you to calibrate the controller and adjust the view. It's a fast and hassle-free step, and within moments you are greeted by the main menu. The interface is clean and functional. On the homepage you will find options to install a few games, watch videos and access some basic apps. Unfortunately, the store itself no longer works. It refuses to load. This isn't entirely surprising, as Meta officially discontinued support for the Oculus Go back in 2021, and the reason? Likely the hardware limitations. It runs on 3 gigs of RAM and Qualcomm Snapdragon 821, and that's a processor from 2016, which struggles to meet modern standards. The home menu offers an unexpected workaround. It refreshes its library of recommended apps and games daily, allowing you to install new apps even without access to the store. I visited the home menu over several days, and each time a different selection of apps appeared. This feature helped me to discover and install a variety of apps directly from the headset. And of course, you can still use the Meta Horizon app on your phone to explore the marketplace and install compatible games from there. A definite advantage of this particular model is the 64GB of internal storage, which provides plenty of room for side-loaded apps, games and content. For a standalone VR device at this price point, that's a pretty solid deal. I've never actually owned a VR headset, so when I saw this one with the Oculus branding, I knew I couldn't pass it up. It had to come home with me and I had to share it with you. For those who might not recognize the brand, let me jog your memory. Back in the early days of VR gaming, when these devices were just hitting mainstream popularity, Oculus was a pioneer. Maybe you've seen those classic PewDiePie videos where he plays horror games with a massive black headset strapped to his face? That was the Oculus Rift, and it set the stage for the VR headsets we know today. This particular model, the Oculus Go, may not be as powerful as the Meta Quest 2, for example, or the newer devices on the market, but it has one standout feature. It's a standalone headset. This means you don't need to insert your phone into it or connect it to a computer. It has its own display, battery, and processor built in, making it ready to use right out of the box. That alone makes it a fascinating find. So most of the items I buy from flea markets show signs of use, and this Oculus Go is no exception. At first glance, the headset looked pretty good. It had a few fine scratches, but nothing major. However, I made a big mistake after bringing it home. The facepad and the head straps were filthy. Definitely not something I wanted to use without cleaning. So I decided to wash them in a washing machine on a high-intensity disinfection cycle. Big mistake. The stitching on the straps unraveled, and the fabric cover on the facepad peeled off completely. That said, even without the fabric cover, the foam pad itself still feels comfortable on the skin, so the headset is perfectly usable. It's not ideal, but it works. Now I'm left with a headset that functions well, but it's still missing those original comfort elements. Replacement facepads and straps for the Oculus Go aren't easy to find, so if you know where I could get them, please share your tips in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. On the bright side, the lenses are in excellent condition, no scratches whatsoever. I did notice 3 dead pixels on the display, but they are located in the corners and don't interfere with the viewing experience, unless you are specifically looking for them. But the condition isn't the only factor. What about the actual performance? When it comes to gaming, this headset truly shines. I had a chance to play games that, for the most part, run smoothly at 60 frames per second. And honestly, I never felt like I was playing on an outdated VR headset. It didn't feel like a device past its prime at all. So, what games did I try out? Well, I've got some recommendations that I think you will enjoy. Here are a few standout titles you should definitely check out. Epic Roller Coasters. This wasn't just about the roller coaster experience. It also included an intense shooter mode where I had to hit targets while speeding through the tracks. immersion was incredible, and I genuinely felt like I was there. The downside? You have to pay for additional maps and guns, but it's probably worth the price. But the VR experience. In this game, you literally don't have to do anything except watch these two characters fart and shoot confetti out of their butts. Seriously, someone woke up one morning and thought, today I'm gonna create a groundbreaking VR experience. What more can I say about this game? I leave it up to you to share your thoughts in the comments. Robin Hood VR. Now, for a truly immersive experience, Robin Hood VR took me straight into the action.
How good you aim?
Armed with a bow and arrow, I was tasked with taking down enemies in a medieval setting. The precision required and the sense of being in the game made this a must-try. The Rabbit Hole. To switch things up, I purchased The Rabbit Hole, a paid game that places you in a creepy, dimly lit room filled with puzzles. This horror puzzle hybrid kept me on edge as I solved clues to escape. The eerie atmosphere and sense of impending danger were perfectly executed. Whew, I got goosebumps. Next, I took the skies in Blade Runner 2049, a visually stunning experience that placed me in a futuristic city. Flying my vehicle through skyscrapers and chasing other air cars gave me chills. A fantastic experience for anyone who loves science fiction. Star Wars Droid Repair Bay. Set in space, this game puts you in charge of repairing droids by replacing their parts and troubleshooting issues. It's charming, engaging, and a must-play for fans of the franchise. The Oculus Go may not be the most advanced VR headset on the market, but it holds its own when it comes to gaming. Whether you're exploring a science fiction city or visit the International Space Station, there's plenty to enjoy. But gaming is just one part of the Oculus Go versatility. Beyond gaming, the Oculus Go also serves as an excellent device for consuming media. Whether you are watching YouTube, Netflix, or exploring VR-specific apps, the experience is immersive and entertaining. One standout feature is the YouTube VR app, which transforms video watching into a private cinematic experience. Imagine sitting in a virtual theater, surrounded by darkness, with a video displayed on a giant virtual screen. It's perfect for diving into content without distractions. The Oculus Go built-in browser is another feature that adds to its versatility. Whether you are searching Google, visiting forums, or even streaming directly from websites, the browser provides a straightforward way to stay connected to the web. While it's not the fastest or most modern browsing experience, it gets the job done for basic tasks, making it a convenient tool for quick searches or online interactions. For those who enjoy local media, the Oculus Go supports playback of downloaded videos. You can transfer files directly to the headset and watch them through VR media player apps. This feature is especially handy for anyone who wants to bring their own library of content into the VR world. There are, of course, some less enjoyable aspects of this headset. Some of the downsides include single controller. The included controller is small and simple, lacking the complexity of modern VR controllers. It runs on replaceable batteries and does not have a charging port or a built-in rechargeable battery, which might feel inconvenient today. Another bad thing is the micro USB port. This port is so fragile, you probably remember that, and it feels outdated in almost 2025, right? If you plan to use this headset while charging with a power bank, the port could wear out quickly. While USB-C was available in 2018, the micro USB port remained dominant at that time. Another bad thing is the software limitation. This headset is nearly obsolete in terms of software. While Meta, as I said, has officially discontinued support for the Oculus Go, there are still ways to find compatible apps and games. Besides the home menu, with apps from the Meta Store, and also the paired phone app, we still have a workaround. Enabling developer mode on your Meta account to sideload Android APKs. Tools like ADB, Android Debug Bridge, or third-party apps like VR Sideloader can be used to install apps directly onto the headset from a computer. While APKs are widely available online, not all of them are compatible with the Oculus Go. Due to its older hardware and software, from my experience, some apps installed successfully and worked well, but others either crashed or failed to launch entirely. We have a problem with overheating. Sometimes, during more intensive gaming or downloads, the headset can become very hot. The aluminum front cover helps dissipate heat, but it can still get uncomfortable during extended use. However, on rare occasions, you might see a pop-up alert asking you to remove the headset because it has overheated and needs to cool down. And the battery life. The battery lasts about an hour with intense use at maximum brightness. Whether that's acceptable depends on your expectations for a standalone VR headset. And don't forget, it's almost 7 years old. Limited tracking. The Oculus Go uses 3 degrees of freedom tracking, which means it can only track rotational movement, like turning your head left, right, up or down. This works well for simple media consumption or less interactive games, but it doesn't match the immersion provided by 6 degrees of freedom tracking on modern headsets, which allows a full positional movement in virtual spaces. The lack of positional tracking limits the overall experience, especially if you are familiar with the freedom newer headsets provide. But there is a good part. It also makes the headset beginner-friendly and easy to use without additional sensors or setup. So if this is your first VR headset, I think everything will be fine. In this video, I didn't go into Meta's services, like linking the headset to a Facebook account for social features or multiplayer games, since most multiplayer options on the Oculus Go are no longer supported. Plus, Meta requires you to create a Horizon account to use the headset. There's no guest mode, which feels unnecessarily and honestly annoying. So in conclusion, is it still worth it? The Oculus Go isn't trying to compete with today's high-end headsets. Instead, it offers an accessible way to dip your toes into virtual reality without breaking the bank. Its limitations are obvious, but they don't detract from the fun and immersive experience it can still provide, whether you are playing games, watch movies, or exploring VR environments. Currently, you can still find the Oculus Go listed for about $40, $80 on eBay, making it a budget-friendly choice for VR enthusiasts and collectors. Personally, I think I got an amazing deal snagging this one for just $21. What do you think? Would you try this nostalgic VR gem, or does its simplicity not meet your expectations? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Thank you guys for watching.